Good.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask, did you already meet the Gotchi French Army, or is that happening next week?
That's happening next week. We got a meetup happening in Lyon on the 7th.
Oh, that's fire. That is fire.
GM.
GM,
Barcelona.
sir.
I'm doing well. I got my Gotchi decked out. Finally got the shaman poncho outfit all complete. So yeah, I'm feeling elevated, enlightened with my new shaman.
That's right. I saw that. That looks dope, sir.
Thanks, man. It sounds like you're having a good time in Barcelona.
I mean, the stuff, hasn't really started yet. We just got here this morning from another Spanish town that I was in, Zaragoza. It's very cool. A lot of history, a lot of inspiration. Looks like a little Gotchi, like a real life Gotchiverse almost. So we're just arriving here in Barcelona today, and pregame is the event we're all excited for tomorrow. That's gonna begin at about 5 p.m. We'll start setting up our demos experience, and 7 p.m. I believe it starts. Should be about 500 people attending the event. At least they had about 700 people RSVP for it. So gonna get a lot of hands on our Gotchi games. Really, really excited.
That's awesome. That. Which game experience view or demo? I think I would expect maybe the Gotchi French Army, the sandbox experience. But is it going to be Gotchi Guardians and some of the other stuff, the arena gameplay that you're going to be showcasing?
Yeah, Gotchi Guardians. I mean, Slama is here in the flesh. Just had a nice little lunch with him. So we're going to be showing off Gotchi Guardians, and the arena is also going to be live on. We're going to have 8 computers total. So 4 will have Gotchi Guardians, and 4 are going to have the arena. And we'll be able to see people playing these games live and get their reactions to them. And we also have a videographer that will be getting some footage for the for future marketing and all sorts of things to show off. So as far as the Gotchi Farmy one, I'm not totally sure. I don't think theirs will be there, but we will have their experience on October 7th at the meetup. So we're gonna have 3 games that we're showing off at that meetup in Lyon. There we go. We got Slama here. Slama's coming over. I want to say hi. We're not on camera yet.
Hi.
GM.
Howdy.
GM Slama.
GM.
We were just talking. They were asking what games are going to be live. So we'll have. You want to give them a verbal preview of what people will be playing?
You're going to be able to play the Gotchi Guardians build that I was up all night trying to finish and polish, with 3 towers, 2 enemies, 1 map, 1 special ability. 8 Gotchis enter, 1 Gotchi leaves.
Yeah, that's and they're gonna be. I mean, people will be playing. We'll have Gotchi Guardians on 4 computers.
Yeah.
So there'll be 4 people playing it, and then there'll be 4 AI Gotchis.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. If we can get 8, we'll get 8, but AI will cover whatever slack of whoever doesn't, whatever we don't have running.
Yeah.
So, shame if you lose to the AI, basically.
You almost lost.
Man, those AIs look nasty though.
It was you were live with Near Future, right? You almost lost to the AI.
Yeah.
They're
I've
powerful.
lost to them once. Just doing random things apparently is a valid strategy in Gotchi Guardians. It's a roll your face on the keyboard.
For now, until we do some more balancing on it.
Basically how I live my life. Kind of roll the dice and see what happens, right?
Yeah, man. Hey, you rolled the dice yesterday, right? With your courtyard pack, right?
Oh,
Hell yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was epic. I was not expecting it. It was actually, it's cool because it was my first real, other than Aavegotchi, DeFi experience. Because I went and took a loan on Aave against Matic for the USDC to buy the pack, which was 300. So I was like, should I flip it? Should I not? And then I held it, and it revealed, and it was like a $5,300 Heracross hologram 2000. So it's like epic. Like now
But
I'm not gonna redeem it because I'm afraid that I'm gonna damage it, but it was a cool grab.
so the pack, you bought the pack for 300 Matic.
Oh,
Is that
300 USDC, 300 USDC.
Okay, and then but I remember in your video I was watching it, it was like you could have sold it for 1.5 ETH, right?
Yeah, what I
Like,
did was I bought the pack 2 days before. It was 2 days, 48 hours before reveal. So I instantly listed it for 1.45 ETH because the last pack drop, the price went from $5
okay.
to 125. So if you watch my live stream, one of the courtyard people, like one of the community mods, he saw that I won. He DM'd me on the side. He's like, bro, delist your thing. It's still up there. It was listed for, I think, like roughly 2,000. Yes, luckily this is how we know we're still early here, because if this was on ETH or on any other major project,
Yeah.
I would have been sniped immediately. So I got lucky.
Yeah. That's the problem with these kind of reveals. Same with Gotchi. We had that issue. Like, you might open a portal and it becomes like a 570 or something. You forget to delist it from the bazaar. Yeah, that can be risky. But yeah, congrats on the big open. You ripped it.
Dang, yeah, that's crazy, man.
Very exciting. Very exciting. It gives me those old DGen portal opening days. I know this is not the place to say it, and everybody's going to string me up if I do, but when Haunt 3, I need some of that DGen portal opening.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we don't have any plans for Haunt 3, but I'm particularly inspired by the courtyard model, and even before courtyard, like ripping stuff open is it's so fun, so much fun, and definitely want to keep that experience in Aavegotchi. No, H3 not confirmed.
What?
Not confirmed.
No, dude. Well,
we got Andy Tudor here, just coming down, rocking the pink Aavegotchi shirt. We're not on camera.
We're not on camera, okay.
No.
So just assume I am.
I mean, I could turn camera on.
And wearing nothing else.
Oh, wait, I think Aavegotchi shirt.
You don't have.
Oh, I asked it. Okay, it's on my list of things.
I'm just wearing the sliders.
We're gonna have a bunch of merch come in.
I'm wearing the sliders, the socks, the t-shirt, and nothing else. That's it.
Let's see.
Camera on?
Yeah, I can turn camera on. Let's see where to do it here.
Disgusted by our...
Yeah, you can't have the sound on.
Yeah, I know, but somehow when you turn.
So here we go, guys. Can you guys all see us?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Nice. We got me, Coder Dan, and we got Andy
What's
Tudor in the pink Aavegotchi shirt. Rocking. Has anyone?
They did. They did. They said to me, "Are you from Aavegotchi?" And I said, "Yes." And I said,
Yeah,
"Where
how
are
did
you
you
from?"
know?
And he said, "I'm from Colorado." And I was like, "No, I mean, which company are you from?" Like, not.
That's how big we are. We're a country already.
Aavegotchi Nation.
And we got Slama over here.
Waiting for my pink shirt.
Yeah, we'll get. Unfortunately, the delivery got delayed in customs, so we're not gonna get it by tomorrow.
Oh no,
It's terrible.
Oh well.
Customs, they don't work
I only packed one shirt. Like,
they don't work on the
no
weekends,
shirtless
I guess.
so far, it's okay.
I've got the retro one tomorrow, but it's too hot for the retro one because it's long
Oh
sleeve,
yeah,
so.
yeah. So we got the game directors here, guys. Does anyone have any questions? Want a quick AMA here for lovely game directors while we're chilling? We got plenty to talk about today for sure. But while we got our awesome esteemed game directors,
I'm going to leave the eyebrows to you.
Yeah.
That's your thing.
No, I totally eyebrow.
And the eyebrow master.
When I first saw it, he's like,
Slama
"What's
brings the
going on?"
eyebrow. Slama brings the eyebrows. Andy brings the EDM. We got it.
Right.
I'll bring the cool.
Ooh, we Let's see, Tommy Gotchi. What's your approach to game replayability? Play it once, right, and then you're done.
Right.
Then you
Just
finish.
have the game be really long. No, like variants, yeah. Like non-user gets to choose that there's elements that are just naturally variant in what your options are.
There's no one experience. It changes every time.
Well, I mean, there's this concept of user-generated content, right? Like you make your own skins and stuff. But if you properly design your multiplayer, the players generate content in that way, right? Like the builds you choose, the strategies you choose.
Like Dota and any like
adds variety naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that requires that you have choices to make, right?
Yeah. Gotta have choices. Can't just be Can't just be a random walk like
Yeah,
the
just
AI
not
right
a
now.
million choices because people don't like a million choices, but meaningful choices, strategic choices. Like not every second, but every minute. Let's say.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's the strategy. That's the secret.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. What are the specs of the 8 computers being used for demo? I don't know. Do we know?
No,
Potatoes.
hopefully better than Intel, 386 or something like that. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure. But I guess it doesn't matter because all our games are supposed to be scalable.
I mean, they've
So
I'm pretty
they're supposed to run on your potato.
I've been
MacBook,
able to play on a MacBook Intel 2020 now.
Yeah.
It works fine.
Yeah, it's supposed to work on anything from the old Intel.
Wait, we're not doing that.
Old Intel
80
MacBooks
gig
to-
install. 4090 graphics card
Exactly.
requirement game. Fuck. What
Yeah.
have I been doing all this time?
If it can run Cyberpunk, it can run.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I'm sure when I-
Little CD Projekt Red.
I'm actually most worried about the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
About
yeah, conferences making
multiplayer.
suck, yeah.
Like, do we have a solution for that?
Well, we support Reconnect already,
Yeah.
right? So hopefully that actually works. 'Cause I don't normally have to reconnect, but theoretically it's there.
It could be just laggy as fuck if everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's gonna
Well-
be 20 different games there. So
The Gotchi Guardians is built on quantum, so the amount of
Yeah.
traffic being sent to play is low. It's only player input, so we don't need, that fiber optic.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I thought that was just me. I was like, did
Mm.
I just have a stroke? Everything's going out.
They're
I'm going
talking
down
about the
slowly.
Wi-Fi, and then the Wi-Fi's like, I'm gonna cut out right here.
So
Dang.
this is, friends, this is kind of what we experienced in ETH Denver. We had to put on
Mhm.
like trailers and games, but the whole first you're at a crypto convention, so you don't want to connect to any internet. And then the whole convention center's internet just went down randomly. So we were like trying to network and get people's information through QR codes is a nightmare when there's no like cell service or network to run off of.
I
But
mean, you had a notebook going, right? Because we had like these tags, and you were supposed to be able to scan them, and it was like this great idea, and then all kind of just fell apart when the Wi-Fi went down. So we had our little notepad taking down all the contacts.
yeah,
man,
I still have that notepad somewhere. I think it's in my luggage.
yeah.
A lot of good networking
was good.
opportunities there at the booth.
But yeah, I mean, that was like a horse ring, right? It's made for like corralling in horses, and then they had like a tech conference. So hopefully, the Sport Castle gets some real big upgrades this year.
Man, I forgot about that. Remember when we were like trying to? I don't know if I was in the car with you, but there was a day, maybe it was at Zombie Shepherd, but we were trying to get into the Sport Castle, and I think we were with you. when
No,
they
I
brought
was.
us
We
to
were there. I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, the National Weston, where we almost went. They asked us if we were horse people because they thought we were going into the horse show or whatever through the back.
Yeah, he gave us all the alpha on the horses. He's like, if you want to see the best horses, you got to go in through the back.
Yeah, I've never been referred to as a horse person. Coder Dan, you're back. What's up?
I have 5G. It's not good. I can. Yeah, I was trying to earlier. That's not good. Okay, can you hear us or not?
Oh
Just
yeah,
give
we
a-
can hear you though. You're coming through good now.
Again. This is weird. Yeah. All right. Well, we just won't do camera. I guess we did enough camera. So anyway, where'd you guys last hear? What were we saying?
It cut off in the middle of Slama saying something. I don't remember what he was saying.
Something about the Wi-Fi.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
thanks.
talked about the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
The Gotchi Guardians is like intense. Like I was plugging in sounds and I kept having to like lower their volumes because there's just so many things being fired, hit,
Right.
dying every second. You're gonna get a little PTSD after
It's-
certain
it's-
matches. It's intense.
It's
Like,
chaotic.
It's super chaotic.
So is the arena. I mean, they're both very chaotic games.
With the arena, you have the choice though to hide, but no one does because everyone,
You can go in the closet.
everyone's greedy, right? And that and that's not. It's just something that everyone wants to get kills. Everyone wants to be
Yeah.
like having fun and engaging in combat because the combat's fun. But ultimately, it's supposed to be last Gotchi standing, and therefore, you're going to run out of AP. Unless you've equipped some great wearables from the bazaar. So you're going to need AP and you've got health and you've got a limited amount of both of those things. So there are going to be times of ebbing and swaying and engaging in combat and then realizing when you need to flee and go and hide somewhere, drink a potion, and then go re-engage again. So
and then a giant liquidator will come.
And then a giant liquidator will ruin your plan. Yeah, exactly. So I think there's maybe more ebbs and flows, maybe than Guardians, but I'm eager to play Guardians and try it out myself. So.
Just you guys can still hear us, right?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Oh yeah. Just taking it all in.
Yeah.
Vibing. Let's see. Was there any other? Transistor asked, "Is there a progress mechanic that incentivizes players to continue playing over and over again?" I think that's kind of similar to the. There will.
It's not there today though.
Not there in this build, but there definitely will be.
Yeah, that's on our wish list. It's still early on these projects. Like,
well, we should all talk about that while we're here.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna brainstorm on our strategies there. But like, these projects are like babies.
Yeah.
They don't know how to talk yet. They don't know how to walk. They're crawling a little bit, which is cool. You're proud of them. And then they're gonna stand up and they're gonna fall, and you're gonna laugh at them like a good parent. And then we're gonna kind of go from there.
But the plan from day one since I joined though is that you should be able to play every single day for hours if you want.
Yeah, and have a good time.
And then turn up on special days, like it was when I first joined on the Saturday. Everyone was playing Arena, But to join on those special days where we'll do something special. So you might have double XP weekends, or you might have, whatever special thing a change in the game mode, or a change in the actual game features, or special weapons that drop, or whatever it may be. But you should be able to play on a Tuesday afternoon for a couple of hours.
Yep.
And then also play on a Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday, and Saturday.
That is the Gotchiverse. I'm just gonna go into it completely.
Yes.
Oh
exactly.
man, I have a couple questions regarding wearables. You just mentioned wearables and the bazaar, and actually one for each game here. For Gotchi Guardians, kind of Jason Slama, what is your vision for how, if at all, if the wearables are going to play a role in the Gotchi Guardians game, and then also the same thing for the arena? Kind of curious to know what the vision is for how we can use our wearables in these games.
Well, I'll start. I think Andy will take over for the arena. So for Gotchi Guardians, kind of even coming back to the earlier question, I want like a long-term progression where you're kind of like specializing in different strategies. Like, are you the master tower smith? Are you the master fighter Gotchi? Are you the master liquidator manufacturer? There's at least 4 categories that I want to do. And as you're getting better in those, playing for free, the wearables and the Gotchi will give you like a leg up in certain categories as well. So, I want them to be like a part of the ecosystem without it dominating it in a way that like really pay to win, but still feels like it might give you like that little edge that might make it worth it for you to care, but not so much that other players are going to be like, that's the only reason you win is you have samurai godbeard Gotchi.
Yeah. No, totally. No, I think that's awesome. I mean, ultimately, I just want to be able to wear my shaman poncho while I'm gaming, man. That's all I care about.
In Guardians, do you think there'll be different can you have different BRS kind of classes playing against each other, or will you have tiers?
So like, I'm a fan of like design in a way where you don't have to balance too much, in the sense that the liquidators, right? Like, if they're OP and and you make it, you also have to face it. So like the design is kind of protected from that. And I can just focus on them being cool and fun and crazy, rather than is this one exactly equal numerically to that one. So I think the same principle kind of applies to that, right? Like, it's just about making sure that it's there, but it's done in a way that doesn't dominate the experience. So, we want to do like matchmaking. So the guy who's been playing for a year and knows all the mechanics, knows all the towers, collected, progressed, unlocked shit, isn't playing against Andy, who clearly doesn't know how to play games. Right? Like, these people need to be separated.
What?
Right?
What rank did you get in the playtest, Andy?
Hey, come on. Our chief gameplay program who came last. So.
I got 7, so I didn't do much better.
So I think that's the way Guardians will approach it, for sure.
That's
So
awesome.
we're
Yeah, what about-
interesting hearing the opposites because
Yeah.
we're the opposite.
Yeah.
We're very much about bats and Google Sheets that drive stats and things like that. Because I guess for us, the wearables are. So obviously, there's different rarities of wearables, which raises your BRS. So we have BRS divisions. So if you've got like godlike, mythical, awesome stuff, you're going to be playing in much higher divisions with other people who have also got mythical, godlike, legendary stuff. Because, as I said, one of the first things I saw when I came in was that I don't want to name the member of the community who destroyed me in Arena in the 2D Pixelverse, but I came in with a naked Gotchi and somebody came in with like amazing gear and he was uncatchable, unkillable, and that's not good. So we do want to be able to have all those amazing players play against each other, and also brand new players who are coming into the game to be able to play against each other, and it's completely fair. But what I'd also say is that a lot of the wearables, especially the combat items, so the items that are in your hands, they really dictate the kind of gameplay style that you like. Do you want to be playing Skyrim with a kind of sword and a shield and do things very up close and personal, or do you want to be playing Call of Duty with grenades and guns and do everything from long range? And that's the kind of like the difference that we've seen in all the wearables. They're very classifiable as melee ranged shields or grenades, and therefore whatever wearables you've got, you'll always be able to compete with them, and you'll always be fair because you'll have a sword and a shield, and you'll be going up against a guy with a gun, and he's got a certain number of shots, and you can sprint up close to him and then just like slap him over the head, and he's dead. Yeah. So
is the body pillow a shield or a sword?
The body pillow is a shield. I think it is, yes.
I protect myself with anime girls.
Some other people.
And that's part of the fun as well, because all the wearables are so different.
Yeah,
You're going to find some people are going to be hitting you over the head with swords, other people are going to be hitting you over the head with, I don't know, staffs, either wizard staff, or they'll be firing magic from the wizard staff.
Smudging diamonds just flying all over the place.
Exactly. The cube that there is there.
The link cube.
The link cube.
Yeah.
Is
that going to be, is that melee or is it range?
Link cube is range, so it's firing like a laser beam, things
Okay.
like that. We've got some crazy grenades, which are like milkshakes and cocktails, so we'll be throwing cocktails. Jason's like shaking his head like, oh my god, we've got to make all these. Yeah,
Are these going to have they're going to have animations? Everyone will be animated a little bit differently, or?
Everyone will have visual effects.
Wow. Right. But like when I throw a milkshake, is it just going to be like tossing the milkshake?
You'll throw the milkshake and then there'll be a splash of pink milk, strawberry milk, whatever it was on the floor.
Strawberry
milkshake. Which technically we'll work out how to do that later.
Oh, man.
I like how you look
at
the yard.
That makes my madness easy.
It's obviously got to be really fun. It's got to be really intense, and it's got to be competitive. It's got to be fair, but it has to be fun. It has to be Aavegotchi. Therefore,
it's got to be silly sometimes.
You don't want to be like thinking, "Oh my god, I can never play this game." Like the skill ceiling is so high, I can never compete at this level.
Right.
You really want to look at the trailers and kind of go, "Oh, that looks like fun. I'm going to jump in." And actually, if you've just a new player who've only just bought one wearable, like maybe you've bought like the agent pistol or the think of something else, the witch's wand. You can still play, but you'll be playing with other people who also only have bought one item, whatever the heck the item may have been.
Yeah, that makes
could
a lot
go
of
wrong.
sense. Yeah.
That's awesome. No,
And,
I mean that's great. I mean the animations and everything. I'm ready for these Gotchi food fights. Let's go.
It really is.
Yeah,
like
it's nice. Yeah,
it's just don't expect it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do think the fireball. I mean, the witchy one. What was that animation? There was like a fire animation.
The fireball is like ranged.
Is she holding the? She's holding the fireball, right?
The fireball, the witch's wand is still a melee one at the moment.
Well, because we only have a melee attack animation for now. We have Andy came and said, "Here's a list of what I want," and it's like 362,582
It's a little slap.
animations. Which just shit that out of your ass in one day, no problem.
Dream big.
Did you guys all see the tweet thread that we put out Friday? Was that yesterday?
That would be yesterday.
It had the Gotchi slap. I think that's the first time we've actually shown that little slap.
Yeah, that slap look aggressive.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's aggressive.
His horn almost. It's like it
someone drop the thread in here if you have it open, just so people if you haven't seen that. we've been doing these like whip threads every Friday, just showing off all the hard work that everyone's doing.
Yeah.
That video is so cute. It's like it looks angry. I mean, it's still not the full slap yet, but one day we're gonna have Gotchi slap boxing. Like,
do they go like this? You know, girl fighting. How do I say what I'm doing so they can't see?
It's like a little T-Rex.
Like a little T-Rex.
Yeah. The liquidators do that. They do kind of like a kind of like thing.
Yeah.
And then they do a full like spinning tornado kind of thing with their arms.
There you go. That's exactly.
There it is.
There we go. Yeah, but I mean that was showing off the AI Gotchis as well.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be good.
So that's a good 30 minutes of intro to what people will be experiencing tomorrow at pregame, and then as well in Lyon. I don't know if Let's Go Bankless is around, but we do have an Eventbrite set up for that meetup. Let's see if I can find it here. If anyone who's going to be attending that, if you could drop that. So we'll be in Lyon on the 7th as well. We have an Eventbrite set up for that, where we'll be debuting all three of these, including the sandbox experience for our Gotchi French army, the French community. But speaking of sandbox, I mean, we had a huge thread go out on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday. That is so exciting. I don't know if anyone from GFA is around to talk about that, but feel free to raise your hand and come on and just talk about, now that it's finally fully launched and announced, not launched yet, but announced already, just to talk about like how that happened. I think it's a huge W for the whole community to have that be an Aavegotchi DAO funded project, going from really was just like a proof of concept all the way to this huge experience that's supported by the entire sandbox team. Well, let's see if anyone from GFA is available to come on. Yeah, here we go.
GM guys.
Hey, GM sir.
GM.
Sorry, I'm just coming by. I'm not going to be able to stay for a while, but I think I just come by at the right time.
Nice.
Yeah, it was amazing this week. I would say engagement around the informations we released. Yeah, it was very nice. I hope you guys liked the sneak peeks you saw, and there are a lot of things coming. So yeah, stay tuned in the next week. I think we can say that. Could have done right.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's this is not the only bullet in the chamber here. We got a lot more stuff to announce with the sandbox, especially the upcoming Avatar airdrop. I mean, that's actually, of the two airdrops, I'm really excited about that one, because it's really, the sandbox team has spent so much time and effort, and as well as you guys too, creating the look for all these like voxelized Aavegotchis in the sandbox, and it unlocks a lot of possibilities. Do you want to talk about the airdrop at all?
Yeah. Yeah, in the thread it's mentioned, but around the 8th of October, the airdrop, well, the bridge should be done, and the airdrop would be done too. So for all people having a sandbox account, so it's free to create. So everyone hearing that today, if you don't have a sandbox account, you can head to the sandbox and create one. Well, you would get one avatar per Gotchi you own, the exact mirror, I would say. So I think Kododan, we would have a special event after that, after the airdrop, explaining to the community how do you use your avatar in Sandbox, what you can do with it, and also we would link that to the reward campaign that Mr. Seth just dropped, because as an avatar holder, you are going to be eligible for special rewards, Gotchi Gang. So yeah, I think that would be cool to have an event to go a bit more on details about that.
So
Yeah.
it's the equipment holder. Is that sandbox equipment?
Yeah. So also, so we are gonna release Avatar in beginning of October, and after that, we also have 3 sets of Aavegotchi wearables. So 2 are OGs sets, and 1 is a surprise. But you are gonna be able to go on Sandbox Marketplace and buy that equipment, as you would see in the next weeks. Those equipments are going to give you some also special perks. But yeah, having those equipments, it will also give you access to some gated rewards for equipment holders. So it's going to be part of a whole ecosystem releasing on the sandbox. So I think, yeah, we would need to go a bit more in detail on those, but yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's definitely a lot to follow for people. Definitely keep following all the stuff that we're doing with Sandbox, and just help support the partnership, because this is really I think it's a crucial moment for Aavegotchi to really have such a big partner like Sandbox. It's going to bring a lot of visibility to the ecosystem.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you? How many? Do we know how many friends are going to be coming to Lyon from GFA yet?
Well, I spread the message. I think right now we have 5 or 6 folks confirmed. But yeah, definitely, I think I'm gonna have to come back to you. But yeah, I think we should have it broadcasted on the Discord. I'm gonna do the same on GFA. And if some people want to come to France to visit France, I think that's a good occasion.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of alpha. There's really, in terms of demos, we have pre-game and we have this Lyon, and then probably not really a lot of real life demos until the games are actually released. So great time to see what we're cooking up over here, if you're in the area.
Yeah, I just saw a question about equipment, so I don't know if I can answer.
Sure, yeah.
Dan, have time.
Yeah, go.
Someone is asking the question, what about Aavegotchi equipment that I had equipped for the 1st of July when the snapshot was made? So basically, right now the avatar you're going to receive are going to be like PFP in Sandbox. So it's going to reflect the equipment you had, but not going to give you special abilities in game. It's only going to be visual right now, the bridge. And in time, we are using kind of the first project to use that bridge feature. So now it's more like one-time updates, but in the future it has to be like everyday updates of your wearable. So if you change your wearable in Aavegotchi,
Yeah.
in the future it would change the look of your avatar in Sandbox. But on the top of that, you are going to be able to buy some equipments directly in Sandbox. You're going to be able to equip over on your avatar. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Right now the snapshots are a little bit few and far between, but eventually you update your Gotchi avatar, your Sandbox avatar will be updated too. That's that's really amazing that the Sandbox team is being so proactive with keeping things like that in sync.
Mm-hmm. To be honest, I think it's quite new for there to have that kind of request, because right now they're working with a lot of Web2 brands. And to be honest, they were tired of us as we requested a lot of things.
Sure.
And yeah, to be honest, I think it's really proved the interoperability we can integrate between Web3 projects. And I think that's what we want to highlight here. Not to recreate the Gotchiverse over there, but just to have interoperability between spaces. So I think it's quite cool.
Cool. Well, anything else you'd like to highlight about the partnership or the meetup before we go into our next topic here?
No, I think we covered everything. So don't hesitate to come ask questions, and yeah, stay tuned. Some announcements are the come from them from now before the main experience release. So
Yep. All right.
guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. I got a message here. Just want to let everyone know from Intarja Mike. I don't know if you guys have seen the latest Gotchi that he's working on. I'll show it here in the chat real quick. But he's only been in Gotchi Gang for like a month now, and he's already making his own wearables. And I think it was Thrax who actually made the Intarja Mike official emoji here in the chat. So cute. So I love the little tool belt. It's so cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. Oh, the detail, man.
So he's still very active. Yeah, he just finished the epoxy on the current set of coasters that he's working on. So there will be probably more coasters. Not probably an auction, but we might get one more listed in the bazaar here in the next couple weeks or so. And we'll put it out once it's listed in the bazaar. We'll put out the post for everyone to check in fake Gotchis. Yeah, Woodworker Ghost is looking nice. And I see here from One Night 4, pure platinum with amethyst stone in place. Pre-orders coming soon. Ghost, glitter, and alchemica accepted. Is that it's gonna be like for a necklace, right? It looks really nice. I'm not a necklace guy. I always feel like I don't really know what to wear for a necklace, but I think a Gotchi necklace would be just right. So that's actually pretty cool.
Sharp.
It looks sharp, yeah. I'd poke someone's eye out with that. Yeah, that's a pretty cool pendant. We also have Davide here. Davide is a concept artist here at Pixelcraft Studios, and he's been doing a lot of the work with Gotchi Guardians. I don't know if you want to say hi, Davide, to the chat here, and
yes.
If anyone has any questions, maybe tell them what you've been working on with the chat.
Okay.
Hi, no camera.
Ah, it's okay. So there's no camera. This was I was looking for a camera that was not there. I was like, what's happening? Okay. Hi, everybody. So what I'm working on, how much I can say?
Whatever you want to say.
Whatever I want to say. So,
you can't say we shared it in the whip thread last week. We haven't said exactly what that is yet, but.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's a no-no. That's a no-no.
Hostage negotiation.
Yes. So I can tell everything before. So, well, I can.
I'm curious if people know if they have any guesses and what that is. Maybe that.
Yeah.
It was drawn by Davide.
Yeah. Davide did draw it.
You
showed it.
We showed it. We said
okay.
Our Gotchi intern said, well, I have no idea what this is, but it looks dope, something like that.
Okay, if it looks dope, it's a win for me.
But it is a tower. We can say that.
Yes.
It's a tower.
It's an element.
Yeah.
If someone wants
so wait, what did you show? just
let me find the tweet here. Or someone can find it in the chat.
Sign language, so it's like.
We're playing charades.
Yeah.
But besides that, what else have you been working on, cooking up?
So, well, okay, so all the towers and the liquidators that you will face in the game. Liquidators are the most fun part for me because I love to design robots and monsters, and I think I'm pretty happy with what we are coming out, and especially yeah. For example, for the dire tire, we showed the dire tire, right? Okay.
Yeah.
For the dire tire, I think I made 2 pages of explorative concepts, so around 20 concepts, right? Then we said, okay, take a piece of this, piece of that, and put it together. And those were other 6 or 8 concepts. Right. And then we go on until I cry in the corner, or the yeah. And then of course there is the 3D part in which we see the concept and we say, okay, but this in 3D, it worked better this way or the other way. So that's the time I really cried because maybe I have to implement again. But no, joking apart, it's awesome. So I'm really happy about it. And what else? The illustration for the splash art.
They have not seen that. Oh, that's right.
So they'll see it soon. I'll see it on the next devlog.
Yeah, we do have a new. It's not the final version, but it's like a splash screen for Gotchi Guardians that kind of features the map and an Aavegotchi on one side and a liquidator, and they're looking very. And it's got the fun guy in it, yeah, and they're looking very mean and like they're ready to kill each other.
They're ready to do the slip.
Yeah,
slap.
a little slap.
So I did a spoiler. Okay.
We show off the players all the time.
Yeah, no, spoiler about the splash art.
How many? What about the fungi? Like, no, not the fungi. The cactus tower, brute force. How many variations did you go through to get that? Just one?
So we had like another artist that was working with us that was doing a few concepts.
Yeah.
We rejected that completely. Like we just weren't feeling it. And then every day is like, let me try something. And then he draws the brute force, and then we made that. Like there was no iteration on it. It was just like, yes. It was just like look at it and go, yep, that works.
The thing is,
Cactus and machine gun, they just work together.
The baby cactus was there from the start. They're just
Right.
like, I feel like drawing a baby cactus.
yeah,
It's there.
basically when I saw the original concept made by the other artist, I didn't say much because I don't like to comment on other digital artists. But then Jason said, "What do you think? We can improve?" Yes, please. Let me try something. I was like, "Let me try something." So I did, and no, but the idea was kind of clear since the beginning. So I just did some variation of the same concept to see which one was the best. And then we did some other cool variations that we didn't show. Okay? But I hope
One
that
day
one
we'll
day
do, like,
will be
yeah.
included because they are really dope. And yeah, the baby cactus, I love the baby cactus. It's,
Skins, perhaps?
yes. And on
I'm
the
nodding yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Slama's
These are
nodding
so
yes.
nice and cool that they will be skins at some point.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
honestly,
I'm not gonna spoil from that. Like these are like.
I can't wait that to be able to work on the skins because that's where it starts to become even more fun, even
Really over the
entertaining.
top.
Yes,
Really get that gush.
that would be
Yeah,
mental. And what else? Okay, the fun guy. Yes, the fun guy was a long journey because.
If anyone has any visuals of these, by the way, be like the stuff we put on Twitter as we're chatting, the fungi and the cactus, machine gun, brute force. This because all these visuals, I think they're all on Twitter at this point. Fungi, yeah, fungi. I think it was in your devlog. Yeah.
Yeah, and the fungi was the most because again the tire we already had the idea. Okay, we want a tire. The fungi, yeah, just do a really nice tire. So we worked around the concept of tire. With the fungi was a little bit different because the main concept was this: when this guy dies, he has to split or create more liquidators. So we had so much to work on because you can do like so many different concepts. And then in the end, we were like, okay, let's try with a mushroom. And so we made, I think, at least double the amount of sketches for that we did for the dive tire. And after that, we also had to work on the part of the fungi that we spawn when the fungi is upgraded. So yeah, it was.
So much work has gone into these towers and the enemies. Yeah, here we go. Thrax dropped the fungi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think one
annoying
thing to
little
really call
liquidator.
out is like, that me and Davide had to like kind of explore like what kind of art style we want from the beginning. Like the fungi was the first one we made together. It's like, okay, what's a liquidator? Like what?
Yeah.
How can we diverge from this like 2D pixel sprite?
All we really have is that one.
Yeah, that's all we
that
started
Bot
with.
created.
And you're like, okay, I need tentacles and everything. I'm like, no, screw tentacles aren't important. And I think we went away from tentacle porn and said, okay, the liquidator has to have a tongue.
Yeah.
Even if we don't model it and put it into the gameplay, like it needs to be able to lick, right? Or else they're not liquidators. They need to feel like a robot. But like you were putting like the
dome.
the brain dome onto everything.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, do we need a brain
Yeah,
dome?
what
on
makes a
everything?
liquidator? What is like the
Exactly.
essential part of a liquidator? Like the Gotchi has the Spirit Force collateral,
Right.
and the liquidator's kind of
It's got a tongue.
it's a robot with a big like dog-like tongue, kind of.
It's got a licking tendency.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, every concept had us to define even more what's the core of the liquidator design, in the sense that what we can keep, what we cannot keep, how, and that also was really fun because.
What's the name that we've all agreed on for the range?
Oh,
Lad?
yeah. So I mean, I think No Future, you did a poll, and I think it was Foreign Gotchi that came up with that name almost immediately.
Steady Lad?
The Steady Lad.
So there you go, Steady Lad. Even him, we're like, okay, giant bullet. How many times did we like talk about the giant bullet from Mario?
Yeah.
The bullet bill, yeah.
Because everybody was like, well, we can
Maybe
do
give
it.
it arms, the bullet.
Yeah.
Give it eyes. And it's like, you can't do that without it looking like bullet bill.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then it's like, where's the tongue? Where are we going to put the tongue on this guy?
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it. All right, what about this collar? Okay, cool. He's got a collar tongue. Yeah, boom.
Yeah.
If anyone has an image of Steady Lad, please, in fact, if you have it, drop it in.
A bit traumatic.
A little bit
It's like,
traumatic.
Yeah. Because every time I came up with a concept that I thought it was okay, this is overall what they want. The answer was
There it is.
yes, but I was behind the screen.
There's the tongue coming out. Thank you, Thrax.
Yeah. But we tried so many. I mean, yeah.
And is the bullet gonna get more powerful as you upgrade it?
Yes. Sure.
It gets FOMO.
We haven't decided what its upgrade is going
Yeah.
to be. So right now, in the build that is working here at SmartCon, every liquidator has an ultimate upgrade.
Yeah.
That if one player buys, it upgrades that liquidator for all players everywhere permanently. Dire Tire explodes in AoE damage, hurting itself, friendlies, enemies, whatever. It's that Michael Bay chain explosion moments. I've seen it happen twice now. It is sick. And the fungi, when he splits, he becomes 2 instead of 1, so the bottom half lives. What is the Steady Lad going to be like? Is it like, it becomes the FOMO bullet and it explodes? It's a bit Dire Tire-ish. I kind of like want to try and figure out something fun for it, but haven't quite found.
Is he gonna chuck it, or is it?
Oh, he's gonna chuck it.
Yeah. So I'm imagining he's maybe running and then throws it, and then he's like
I
exhausted
was actually
for a little
thinking
bit.
that his arms go back.
Uh-huh.
You know, like bullets have that ignition at the back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It hits the ground, and there's like a fire coming out of the back of the bullet, and then he's just guiding it straight forward.
Yes.
Pretty. Yes.
Yeah. Because we had to explore.
Maybe we'll do shrapnel bullets as the ultimate upgrade, where like right before it hits.
We do like Iron Man it, just goes out from hand.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like split into 3 small
Right,
bullets
right.
and like hit targets or hits the Aavegotchi 3 times. I don't know. It could be.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
You should kamikaze like wall breakers in Clash of Clans. Yeah.
I mean, with the kamikaze, we have to do that.
Yeah, the Dire Tire's kind of kamikaze
Yeah.
if you think about it. That's why
Yeah,
we made
it
him
is.
explode, because he's fast, right? So he's gonna get to you.
It's
But like a lot of the time, the Gotchi will just like come and punch the Dire Tire and it just dies. And it's like, well, good for you for reaching me quickly, but now it's gonna be like, haha, punch me, fool. I still hurt you with my explosion. So it was a fun design. I really like it.
Yeah.
And then Davide helped me like 2 nights ago. We added an ultimate upgrade for the Raffle launcher that adds wings onto Raffles.
Yeah.
It makes them bounce across the screen. It is epic. I love it.
Yeah.
So I mean, the cactus has the upgrade for an extra arm.
Extra
right?
arm. Yeah.
And these are like per tower upgrades instead of like for everyone. Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun demo. Especially love the liquor licking thing. It's
Yeah, honestly, I can wait because every time I see an update about the game, like I can wait to have it.
We're all FOMOing to play, which is a good. I mean, that's a good sign if everyone wants to play the game.
I think we're on track.
And the arena too. I mean, we had a play test with the arena on Friday. It was fun.
Yeah,
It's coming along.
Yeah. So it's come along in such a short amount of time.
Thrax, you were there, getting some footage. It's come in the last month. I mean, the art has come a long way.
Yeah, there's still. I think we've still got to. We've got to do a huge pass on everything. Like we're kind of like piggybacking the Guardian style, but there's just something about the lighting that's not quite right. I want those squishy marshmallow gotchis to look kind of endearing. And I think when it starts to go too realistic with lighting, you just lose that a bit. They start to look grey. They start to look shaded too much.
Well, I mean, you guys should integrate that glow that you put in, right? So in Gotchi Guardians, we've added in like a collateral glow. So like the farmer actually glows green with a green collateral, right? It really helps a lot. It gives them a supernatural feel.
Yeah, it's such a core part of the Gotchi identity is that collateral glow.
Yeah. We live in a world now where we can do anything we want, but the feeling is that everyone is always striving for photorealism, but it's actually art direction, which is the key thing for 2023 and beyond. If Unreal 5 can do anything it wants, or the Crytek engine, or Unity, or whatever it may be, it really comes down to art direction and
your imagination.
So we've got that. We've got plenty of imagination. And we've got styles from all the various games that the community are making and we're making. So we've just got to find one that is the defining one for Arena. So we're close.
Such an easy thing to say.
I know.
Right? Like,
just be Dali.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just make it look cartoony and fun. Like, what the fuck? That's so easy.
Just be Picasso.
Yeah,
okay, I'll just do that.
Impressionist. Don't you understand impressionist?
Yeah. So I think more flat shaded.
We're gonna go see the cathedral here in Barcelona.
Yes.
It's what is it?
Sagrada
Gaudi, right?
Yeah.
Some 3D scans.
We're gonna get some massive inspiration from Gaudi and all, and he's got this huge unfinished cathedral here. It's like he built it for I don't know how long it took, but they didn't finish it. It's just like unfinished.
Like, fuck this, I can't.
And if I remember well, he has a lot of monsters like made with tiles. So a lot of inspiration.
But it's like most European cathedrals and stuff like that. You'll find that you'll see something and it won't be enough because somebody will have done a mural. And you think somebody will have gone, no, add some crafting onto the side of that. And then somebody will have gone, no, put some gold gilt round of it. And then someone will have said, no, put a mosaic around that. And then it's so much detail. That's the opposite from what we want to have. So we'll see how the Great Masters didn't do it.
I mean, I just found out about what he said about the cathedrals that in Rome. I didn't know that, but apparently we have a cathedral that has the Roman ruins, and then they built on a cathedral during the Roman period, and then they did exactly how he said. It's like, yeah, but let's add more century by century, so you have all the levels.
Yeah.
And every time they try to build a little bit more, right?
Stop, you're good.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
we're inspired, damn it, we're inspired. Praise be Lord.
Put two
To be honest,
sculptures on either side of it. Like, no.
To be honest, after the Renaissance, we stopped. We said, okay, that's enough. We can live with that. It's like,
Yeah, Mikey J. Gaudi designs are definitely very Gotchiverse-esque. I think they are. I mean, I'm excited to see this cathedral, and he's got some houses and stuff around as well. But I don't know if we'll have time to see all those. But I've been really inspired this whole trip. I've been here in Spain and went to this like 1,000-year-old castle yesterday in Zaragoza. It's just like good guy. It was like Arabian, and it has all this like Muslim influence. And then
the mountain.
it's about hour and a half away from here in Zaragoza. It's like literally the beginning of the end of the Silk Road in Spain. So there's all this like crafts that comes from China.
You're from America. So this is called history.
Yeah. We've like. Well, I knew about the Silk Road. It's like not this specific place, and that Zaragoza was such a influential place. But but just to see in all the like Muslim Catholic influenced cathedrals and castles around here is I mean the geometry is so beautiful.
Geometry.
Just the Arabic geometry is just they literally invented math.
The graphics are amazing.
The Arab influence in Spain is amazing, because especially in the south, because they had like Arabs and
the Moors. And
also, I think a big Jewish community, because the Arabs didn't have that much, and again, so they had this mix up. It's amazing. Here in Barcelona, they have a lot of more contemporary art that I love. All good. And then the Basque region.
But we're so off topic now.
Welcome to the Gotchi Hangouts here. We have a couple minutes until the DAO call. We got all of our team here. I'm not sure we'll stay for the DAO call, or maybe a few minutes, and then we're probably gonna, we got lots of time to brainstorm here. But does anyone want to come up and say anything that you're currently working on that you want the community know here in these last couple minutes?
No more questions from you, Andy?
No, it's just from the community. If anyone kind of time to, I know I just saw that Gotchi Heroes has begun its 9th season. So that's amazing. I know, huge, and I think they're AGEP as well, passed as well. So looking forward to seeing a bunch of new content coming from Gotchi Heroes. So congrats on that.
Yeah. Anybody welcome
But,
up?
yeah. C1 friends here in the audience. Always a great turnout.
A quick question for the team: who was the best at the Gotchiverse arena playtest that you did amongst the teammates?
So it's fully our new hire, who is an artist who is helping make all of the wearables. A Argentinian guy called Robson, who's been with the company 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He's a massive Quake, Halo, FPS kind of player, and he is murdering us all. And then the other person is Kate, and she's our UI designer, and she takes things very seriously, and she's like a hitman. So those
She's
two.
intense. Love it.
It's great.
Love the energy.
So fantastic.
Kate was the one that did the research project, right? Or she was the one that was associated with that about GBM?
No, that was Anna. Anna's she did that at the beginning of the year, I think it was. Kate's been with the Gotchiverse team for a long time. She's designed a lot of the UIs that you guys have been using, and she's working on designing the current arena iteration as well. Bearded, can't wait to smoke No Future in the arena. Yeah.
Hey, that's
guys,
fair, man.
this arena, it's getting intense. It's so much more involved and fun than the previous one.
Yeah, I'm with it. I mean, last year I talked about slap boxing matches, and now you're bringing slap and gotchis, so we can duke it out. I love it.
I think we could do a spinoff with just gotchi slapping. I need that. Yeah. Huge, like the face, the gotchi. Yeah,
Fight Night style.
That was actually one of the early concepts, like Jesse and I talked about, was gotchi slap boxing, like 3 years ago.
Wow.
So but we couldn't really do it in 2D. 3D is when it really becomes possible.
Sure, it started in Russia.
Yeah, like this one.
Yeah, it started in Russia, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And now it's everything.
It really is.
People are getting brain damage.
Oh man.
Yeah, with wearable rentals, I can go and grab some, godlike stuff and have a chance in one of these kind of like the gift slapping contests. Because it would be dope to have just two gotchis standing there with a table and they're just slapping the heck out of each other.
Get your Sergey beard on, so you get a little bit extra protection on the face.
Are we gonna?
He's here. I did not run into him yet, but I'm sure he'll be around. We'll try to get in with him, get a selfie with Sergey. I mean,
we need that beard reference.
Yeah. The man in plaid. Yeah, I'm sure he knows like how much he is in his ecosystem, but if he doesn't, he will after this for sure. Yeah.
Is he aware he has his own wearables in this game?
We'll do our best, friends. All right, we're gonna. I know there is the DAO call, and I'll be in the stage chat here. But we're gonna go and do some team bonding here and hang out, and yeah, we'll get some selfies.
You first.
We'll do some do some real life IRL gotchi boxing here.
Man,
Awesome.
that's
Go
awesome.
make sure that you hit up that altar when you go to the cathedral. Get that UBI in. Get that channel in.
Yeah, get your
And have a
channeling
good
on.
day, friends.
Yeah, that'll be nice altar channeling there. Cool, friends. Have a great rest of the day, and we will keep your eye on the Gotchi Twitter, because there'll be some content coming out here live from SmartCon, starting probably mostly tomorrow during pregame.
Oh man, watch out for that
Groovy.
alpha.
All right. Yes, sir. See ya. Stay awesome. Peace.
Peace. All right, friends. DAO call. DAO time. All 55 of you. Why don't we start? Why don't we start with a little proposal review here, and then we'll get right into it here. So 3 minutes ago, Agap 95 Gotchi Heroes reworked version proposal by Scrooger that has passed 87% in favor of 11 million over 9 million, meaning quorum. And so basically TLDR here. And, I'll give Scrooger an opportunity here. If you want to come up and speak, on this proposal passing, it's pretty epic. You're welcome to. But yeah, I'll give you guys a TLDR here. And basically a full graphical remap encompassing game items, objects, battle scenes, monsters, and a full UI rework. They're adding a whole bunch of new features. I think it's going to be a game changer for this whole, for their whole game here. Let's see, balancing the leaderboard and reducing the presence of pay to win and adding more like in-game loot objectives. Yeah, this is going to be really cool. I'm pretty stoked about this, and I know a lot of you have gone out and bought the packs, so people are ready for this. And yeah, I'm glad that this one passed. So I give 95. Let's see here. Next up, we have Rarity Farming Season 7. Ends in 2 days and has not met quorum yet. So we're at 8.1 million over 9 million ghost, and 94% are in favor of this one. It looks like, from what I remember from our discussions, we're going to be keeping this more or less the same as the previous rarity farming seasons. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any significant changes for this time around. I know there was some talk of, getting the Gotchi Battler involved. 100K was added for Gotchi Battler. Okay, yeah, there was an add-on adding funding for Gotchi Battler. Okay, let's have a look at that real quick. And actually, Immaterial, if you want to actually just speak on Gotchi Battler, you're welcome. You're welcome to come up, sir. For the upcoming season, we want to add a 4th category for Gotchi Battler. The prize pool will be increased to 1.6 million ghost, and extra 100K will be for the Gotchi Battler tournament. The tournament can have up to 4,096 teams entered, with each team comprising of 5 Gotchis, which means a total of 20,480 Gotchis. Although, we'll probably expect less than that. And there's a payout structure here. Payout structure here. I'm not going to go through the payout structure, but you can have a look there. Actually, let's see if I can copy paste this. Yeah. There's the payout structure there. The tournament will be a single elimination tournament with 1 round each day. To participate, you need to enter your team during the registration period at the start of the tournament. Then your team will automatically progress through each round. Once the VRF has been rolled for the round each day, you can view all the battles on the Gotchi Battler website. The tournament will take place before the end of the season, and we'll have many test tournaments with small prize pools beforehand. So lots of opportunity to get involved here. Launch period, so Season 7, Round 1, commencing October 31st. Yeah, Mikey J, thank you for dropping that Gotchi Battler mechanics right there to check out the more, the detailed mechanics. And there is some future plans to have some sort of a BRS integration, but from what I understand, this is like the first time around, first time through. So to make things easy, we're just doing the VRF, right? And I think next time around, we're going to try for a BRS thing. I know there's some conversation around that. BRS is used. Okay. Confirmed. All right. That one, yeah. So get your votes in on that. Hasn't met quorum yet, but I imagine Gotchi Vault will also put their vote in as well. Aavegotchi DAO mission statement. Oh, wait. One more comment here from Thrax. Excited about the idea of adding a new dimension to rarity farming. I'm just wondering about the wisdom of dropping 100K into what amounts to be basically a system stress test. Shouldn't we test it first? Some people typing. Tryouts. Well, I would say on the other side of that, maybe even having the 100K as a prize pool hopefully will encourage a lot of people to get involved, to actually try this out and actually give it a good stress test. 100K, making it worth it for the stress test. But yeah. Oh, Choina. Let's see. CryptoPunks party at Beeple Studios. Speakers for the day. Von Mises? Is that the Von Mises? I don't know. That's pretty cool, though. Let's see some more comments coming in here. Should be done before core prop. I think ultimately it would be nice to test it before being asked to vote to fund it, given the amount.
Will we be open to a lesser amount? Because I mean, I don't mind testing it. I don't mind this prop at all. But maybe if people don't, if they think 100,000 is too much, maybe we go down to 50,000 or 20,000.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to hear from Immaterial and see what his kind of whole, his vision was behind that. Like, it's a good question. Is 100K needed for like an effective stress test?
Well, the idea is that this is going to be rarity farming mechanics are going to be altered in the future, and this is going to play a huge part in it. So I don't want to misquote Immaterial, but from what I read in the forum post and stuff, it's the idea is he wanted this to be part of the 1.5 million so that we can start that gradual transition. But I'm not really part of the conversation because I'm not part of the conversation.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if he's here or I'd like to speak on that, give him the opportunity. But yeah, given like the payout of rarity farming, it's yeah, I don't know. I got no comment on that.
I have a question actually. Just we're dealing with this prop. It's probably going to pass. It's looking like it's very close. Going forward, should we start, not necessarily today, but start talking about the logistics of an opt-in, or are we giving up on an opt-in going forward for future rarity farming seasons?
I think there was like a decent conversation around that. I think what it came down to was, actually, we'll get to that in a sec because there's a prop. Actually, I just saw a prop, I think referring to that. So let me just get through this one here. This is the Aavegotchi DAO mission statement. And this is something we have all collectively been working on. And shout out to Phantasma for picking up the ball on this one. And yeah, actually, let's just shout out the authors here because it wasn't just Phantasma. We got Lagan, Mikey J, Foreign Gotchi, Backside, Hardcore, First Aavegotchi, Ricky G, myself, and Phantasma. And we're primarily involved in that thread. So shout out to everybody who committed to this. And we're able to finally run it home, man. We got our mission statement. And hopefully the DAO can, gets behind this. Yeah, whole write up here. Not a straight or obvious path, but obviously enjoyable and illuminating. Also want to invite other peeps to participate moving forward, because this isn't the end, friends. We're starting with our mission statement here, but we still got to figure out our vision, values, and so on, so forth. So this is kind of like the anchor that we'll use to move forward. Hopefully this passes. And so our proposed mission statement is Aavegotchi DAO to empower players to own, build, grow, and connect in a multiverse of their own creation. And so there was a lot of back and forth with trying to make it sound nice while also including all the aspects of our ecosystem, and also positioning ourselves in the mind of our prospect who's going to be reading the mission statement, to get people to join us on this mission. Let me look at some of these comments here. Nice roster. Regarding the funding, it would be important that the game logic is transparent and available to all to be verifiable and not provide any unfair advantages to keep in the spirit of rarity farming. 100% PG. I think that's a really important point to hit on there, is to make sure that I guess you're referring to the code base, so it's auditable, so people can look at it and make sure it's, everything's fair and all that. Phantasma also adding in here. Also Grim, Dr. Wagme, Crypto-Gotchi, Lost Local PG. Just more humble about getting the XP, right? You can only divide a pie so many ways, but we appreciate all our friends that got involved with this. That's a good point, Phantasma. So yeah, once again, mission statement: to empower players to own, build, grow, and connect in a multiverse of their own creation. And so there's a word salad graveyard. I love that. I love that you included that. So feel free to look through all the things that didn't make it through. Just justifying why certain things didn't make it through, like friends, Gotchi gang. There's a lot of conversation around specific words, and it came down to almost splitting hairs at the end, but we had to kind of just get it right, considering all the other things I mentioned. Yeah, I agree, Thrax. And also from a visual perspective, I love that kind of pyramidal shape that it creates. Aesthetically also very appealing. So I'm going to read the last bit here at the end from Phantasma. By answering the most basic questions, a ratified mission statement will pave the way for the creation of a paid working group to formulate our vision statement and ultimately fulfill great operational achievements such as organizational charts, hierarchies, and budgets that align with the very soul of the voters of this DAO. Thanks to guidance on the mission statement, it will be a philosophical stronghold for the entire community to rally and unite around for all the existing things that our future holds. So, awesome. Very cool. It looks like 89% are in favor of so far. Still a ways to go to meet quorum. We got 2.7 out of 9 million votes on this one. And you have about a week left still on that one. So get your votes in. We would love to know what you think about the mission statement. Are we on point here? Are we slightly off? There's options for each of those. And we can always make little tweaks. If you're 90% okay with this, I would say vote for it. And we're going to have another conversation once this prop passes, and just if there's any little tweaks that need to be made, we can do that for the core prop. So that's just my take on it. Yeah, well, Musashi, just to your point, we didn't pay for the mission statement. It was something we just came up with because we need a starting point, right? There needs to be a starting point for people to have something to work on, a unified, something that unifies everybody to get behind. And then you can build out your vision, your values, and so on and so forth. That leads to a larger conversation that I'll get to here in a sec because Hardcore made some good points this week too. But yeah, moving on here. Rarity farming season. This is back to No Futures point. So I think this ties in with what you were saying. Rarity farming season ban of opt-in requirement for rarity farming by Reset. So Reset is the proposal seeks to ban any opt-in requirement imposed by the DAO for the next 4 rarity farming seasons. This ban shall not be reversible by subsequent proposal in the DAO. Dang, Reset throwing it down. Reasoning to instill confidence in our holders that will not be, and this is, so I guess this is coming from the opposing side of this opt-in, right? We had a huge conversation about, are we going to do this? Are we going to not? This is like against, not in favor of this. Strongly not in favor of this. And there's reasonings that have already been expressed to instill confidence in our holders. Maybe some holders being taken off guard if we do this and they go back to check their wallet and the funds aren't there for whatever reason, expecting them to be there. And uphold the mission statement being proposed by the DAO, another proposal to empower players to own, build, grow, and connect in a multiverse of their own creation at their own pace. So he's hinting at the active or inactive and AFK holders. So yeah, I mean, this is strongly against. I personally don't feel the need for like a proposal to make that clear because like I think it was clear in the conversation itself.
I don't know. I mean, I don't support this proposal.
No,
it is like oddly political and somewhat entertaining. That it's like, it's almost like a wrestling match. Like,
it's
ban
funny
it before it comes out. Like,
it's funny, but it drives a point home. Like it drives I don't think there's a whole strong, like nobody was really strongly in favor of doing opt-in. Like we kind of talked about this back and forth for like almost a year since the last rarity farming, or a few months at least since the last rarity farming season. Yeah, Action, I agree. Anything is reversible by vote for sure. Yeah, Reset, we love you, man, but I don't know if this is necessary really. I don't think there's a strong favor of opting in though. So I agree with the reasoning, honestly. Yeah, Mikey J, recent discussion. I think there are definitely people who feel strongly on both sides. I think for now, I don't see, probably at least for this rarity farming season for sure, there's gonna be no opt-in, because we had time to talk about it and implement it if there was a strong need for that, if people felt we needed that.
Actually, Hefe, can you give a TLDR on the dates for the proposed, I guess, what is it, season 6, season 7 of rarity farming?
Yeah, I think TLDR for that one was October 31st was proposed, which kind of coincides with Halloween. Kind of cool, if deemed feasible by PC or ASAP in consultation.
Yeah, I dig it. We'll see. I guess we'll see the first real effects of the kinship burn from channeling. So hopefully there's some movement in the leaderboards.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, okay. These are the proposals, and so go get your votes in. You got about a week on 2 proposals, and then you have rarity farming. Rarity farming season 7 ends in 2 days. All right, friends. I would like to invite Mikey J up because I know you have some things to share, and you've been working on Gotchi Deals Club. I actually used Gotchi Deals Club recently, and it was good experience.
Oh yeah, did you buy something?
I got my shaman. I got my little shaman hoodie, so I got my shaman
Oh,
outfit
nice.
complete.
Nice. Awesome. Well, that makes me happy to hear. I'm going to share my screen here. There we go. First of all, thanks for giving me a few minutes here. I wanted to talk about Gotchi Deals Club. For those who aren't familiar, this is a project that I had started working on for the Voltron Hackathon. And essentially the idea, or the core concept behind Gotchi Deals Club is to sort of encourage engagement for players on the bazaar. So if I think about my own experience, I tend to fall on and off the bazaar depending upon, my attention level fluctuates, right? But what I know is that on days where I'm kind of like more active and seeing what people are listing, I'm more likely to make a purchase. And if I think about the times that I'm not active, it's usually because I'm just busy, and if I pull out the bazaar, I may not be able to just like in my head know, what's a good deal and what's not. And so it's just a lot of it. It's kind of like a fire hose of information to just kind of look at what's being listed today. And so I had always kind of wanted a resource where I could just kind of see like, okay, what are the things that would be the most relevant to me? What would be, I don't need to know that something was, listed for 5 times its floor price or something like that. I want to know, what are kind of the good deals I might pick up today, and in terms of what the things I might be looking for are. So that gave me the idea for Gotchi Deals Club. And kind of one of the core features is a scoring algorithm, which ranks the assets on the bazaar. It gives them a score between 0 and 100. And it helps to indicate the attractiveness of the deal in the market. And right now that happens via a pretty simple algorithm that looks at historical market activities and kind of measures the price movement and the magnitude of the price movement compared to the magnitude of past price movements and things like that. Beyond that, the app is also designed to give you more in-depth details. So you get this kind of high view, which is, hey, what are the best deals today according to the algorithm? But then you can also dive into it, and you can also look at things like the chart of the floor price over time, which is a chart that's not necessarily readily accessible in the ecosystem, even though it seems like a fairly simple chart. And other types of details, like you could overlay that chart on the chart of similar items, say things of the same slot and rarity. So you can kind of see, oh, this usually goes for, a bit above the floor of, if I'm looking at a rare head item, I can say, oh, this particular rare head item usually sells for a bit more than most rare head items, but right now it's selling it right about the floor. So that might lead me to think it's maybe a good deal. So there's kind of the two aspects to it. And the high level is meant to be great for people who are just busy and want to just get a quick view of what's going on in the bazaar today. And also for newcomers who don't have a good sense of looking at the prices over time in their head, to help point them towards things that might be of most interest to them. And then on the detailed research side, and the charts is more for power users and people who are more data junkies who want to dive into the numbers themselves. So it's kind of meant to help both of those audience. So as I mentioned, there was a prototype released for the Voltron Hackathon. It's live now. If you haven't checked it out, you can see it at gotchideals.com. The prototype right now has a very basic UI, and the deal score itself is it's very useful, but it is still a little bit simpler than what I imagined it eventually becoming. I've gotten some really great feedback from some friends, and I really appreciate that. And I think the thing that I enjoy hearing the most is just when people say like, oh yeah, like I'm checking it a lot. Like I find myself checking it frequently, and oh, like I found something and bought it. That makes me feel really good. So I really appreciate, those who kind of reached out, to tell me that. So I want to talk a little bit today about some of the future plans that I'm thinking about for Gotchi Deals Club. And to talk about whether or not this is something that is that the DAO may want to support the continued development of. So kind of 4 main things I'm looking to add here in the near future. First and foremost is deal scoring for Aavegotchis, because right now it only supports wearables. Aavegotchis are more complicated to assess the value of, because you have a lot of factors. You've got the wearables involved, you've got the different traits, you've got mythais to consider, kinship, XP, and so it becomes a much more complex problem to solve. So that's first and foremost. I'd love to be able to add Gotchi listings to the site. Next thing would be Discord alerts. And I think Discord alerts are really important. You know, as a user, it's really convenient to be able to say, okay, now I don't have to be checking the site all the time. I can just kind of get pinged when there's a new great deal available. I think originally, you know, initially these alerts could be something very simple, like universal, say, you know, you can sign up to get alerts whenever anything's above a certain threshold, you know, deal score of 80 or something like that. But longer term, these could be customizable. So if you're looking specifically for, you know, a legendary pet and you want to know when a legendary pet comes up that is, you know, above a certain deal score or below a certain price or whatever, you could get an alert on that. And I think that's important to the user, but I think it's also important to the ecosystem because, you know, you always want to stay top of mind with your users, with your community. So just having something that is useful that people would be willing to subscribe to an alert to kind of get pinged on, again, just kind of keeps people engaged with the Bazaar. So I think it's a really key feature. Next is really just about improving the algorithm itself. And the way I'd like to do that is by implementing some supervised trained machine learning models. And then basically that actually unlocks the capability to do things like gotchis, which have you know, so many aspects to them and things like that. And it would also help just the accuracy of the deal scores and in particular the responsiveness to market fluctuations and things like that. And lastly, just the user interface itself obviously could be much better. I'd love to you know, work with another designer developer on the front end and really make it look on brand with the Aavegotchi brand, make the charts kind of more interactive, easier to use, and have lots of different flexible views and filters and things like that. And then longer term, also wallet integration. So say you could sign in with your wallet and you could kind of have custom filters for you. Like if you want to filter by wearables, by certain gotchis you own, if you want to see the value of the assets, what the algorithm predicts your assets are worth. If you're thinking about selling something, it might be able to suggest a price. So just to kind of give that, you know, that more in-depth user experience. So this is kind of how I would see this playing out. You know, if this is something it seems like the community's kind of interested in seeing develop further, I would split this into 3 releases and probably would seek funding separately for each of these releases. And that would give the community, you know, the ability to assess throughout the course of the project and make sure that it's heading in the direction they'd want it to head. And that they feel it's valuable. And so what I would be looking at here is an alpha release would be a 2 to 3 month time frame, a cost of $15K, and the focus of the alpha release would be to really focus on refining the deal algorithm and adding gotchi listings. So it would maintain the existing look and feel. It wouldn't really do much in terms of UI, but it would add gotchi scores and it would get all that back-end work done to lay the groundwork for the future. The beta release is really focused on UI and also adding Discord alerts. And that final production release, this would be more the kind of power user features where you can customize your own alerts, sign in with your wallet, get asset valuations for assets you own, things like that. So that's kind of the broad scope I'm looking at. I'm interested in feedback on either features I haven't mentioned or if there's features I have mentioned that look like you know, they may just not be needed. That's useful feedback too. Another reason I kind of like this idea of splitting this funding into 3 proposals is because, you know, the community might decide, hey, like this alpha release is great. We have gotchi scores. This is cool. Like we're good. You know, that's fine. The community might decide, hey, we're good with the MVP, the prototype the way it is with just wearables, and that's cool too. Same thing with the beta release. You know, maybe with a refresh UI, it seems like we're good with that. You know, we can roll with that. So that's kind of what I wanted to present today. And again, there's a thread going. If you want, feel free to I'll drop the link here. Feel free to drop comments in the thread or reach out to me directly and let me know what you think. I appreciate your time.
Well, you can definitely count me in that group of getting value out of gotchi deals already because I was able to find a shaman punch, you know, and I think this is where the Discord alerts would really be helpful. Like I don't look at the bazaar very often, so like like all the features I think are, in my opinion, are going to be very valuable. But for me, I'm like Discord alerts for sure. I would be like all over that because like I only look at the bazaar like maybe like once a month these days. I used to be on it like every day, but you know, you get busy and like there's certain wearables I've always shelved at the back of my mind. I'm like, if it's below whatever price, I'm gonna jump on it, and like having those Discord alerts would be really nice for sure. And I'm sure there's other features that people are already looking at, stoked about.
Nice. Yeah. And to me, that's another reason to do it in kind of a staged, to propose it in kind of a three-stage because, it just allows the process to be a little more flexible. Another thing that could happen, the beta release could just be Discord alerts, and there could be, say, an open API so that the deal score could be integrated into other tools in the ecosystem. So there's different directions kind of to go with this. But the alpha release would kind of really lay the foundation for for everything moving forward, and just kind of getting the actual back end of it working as good the best that it can.
I have a question about the machine learning algorithm. Like, are you training like a specific algorithm on like maybe this might be a little too technical, but like is it relative like to what an item is priced today versus its historical prices kind of thing? And that's, I'm sure there's many moving parts to getting a deal score, but like
yeah. So with machine learning, you're basically pulling out different features of a particular listing and feeding that into a model that you're training. And so yeah, definitely, it's one of the challenges with this type of data is the kind of the temporal changes in the data, the way that prices might go up and down based on particular trends. So but for sure, for example, even the simple algorithm today, it has a kind of window that it's looking at. So for items that sell very frequently, it's looking at a very short window. For items that sell less frequently, lower volume items, it has to look at a longer window, or it has to really look at similar items instead. If a certain mythical head item comes up, one of those might not have sold in the last year. So then the system needs to say, okay, what are other similar items and what have they sold for, and things like that. And with wearables, again, that's pretty straightforward because you can kind of just look at things like slot rarity. But with gotchis, as we all know, if you're trying to shop for gotchis, it's actually much more challenging to do because of all of those aspects involved. So I think having the deal scores for gotchis would be really key to help people out with that.
Well, and I think a major kind of onboarding improvement there with that specific one there with the Gotchi valuations, because I'm imagining, guys, with all these like amazing games and all this stuff that we got going on, that we will, as an effect of this, see an influx of users, especially when the market starts picking up and the sentiment starts improving. And I think the first thing users, and we saw this during the last time around when we had an influx of users coming in to buy gotchis, some of the most common questions in the Discord were like, hey, I want to buy this gotchi, what do y'all think? And it was like this back and forth. It could be really subjective too, based on whose opinions you're getting. So to have something a little bit more standard where you can just direct a new user to Gotchi Deals Club, hey, check it out, man. They kind of rank all the gotchis based on these parameters. You can find one that suits you for what you're willing to spend, kind of thing. I think that would be a really big like onboarding, like user experience improvement for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason I'm including kind of like all of the charting and metrics, so that people aren't just kind of like, oh well, this score says it's great. That for the people who really want to dive into the details, that they can, and they can understand why the algorithm would say that this is a good deal or not a good deal or whatever.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so if you have any questions, you can either drop them here, or you have a thread going on as well right now. You can drop your questions in there as well. Yeah,
thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and awesome, honestly, fire presentation. Like, I love the slides and everything. Like, that's great. Thanks, I wouldn't expect anything less, honestly, from you.
But... You didn't see my V1 that looked like a terrible corporate, so yeah, but thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. All right, friends. I believe I would like to give Hardcore. Hardcore has been on this thread lately, and he's been taking this momentum that we had with the mission statement and would like to keep running with it. So I would like to give you an opportunity, Hardcore, if you're in here, to speak on it. Let's see. I don't think Hardcore's in here, but he has a thread going on to assemble a working group, and I think he's just trying to do grassroots just to keep the momentum going for the. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Summon the Hardcore. You're welcome to come up and if you want to take a few minutes to speak on this initiative that you want to get behind, and kind of keep the ball rolling with developing our vision and values. And actually, it's also another, like, it's a bigger question kind of moving forwards for the DAO, because like I had my own kind of input on this. Like, moving forward, it would probably be beneficial to have some structure, whether it's a working group or we decide to assemble like a DAO council that's representative of our different pillars in our ecosystem, to have a little bit of structure, even if it's not like a rigid structure, but to have specific people that are compensated, a paid group, to actually move forward with developing everything that'll come after the mission statement. But I know Hardcore has been the first one to say, hey, you know what? If no one's going to do it, then I got an idea for a working group, a vision for a working group that I can get behind. So just kind of want to know, A, your opinions on how the DAO should move forward after this mission statement is passed, and then B, giving Hardcore a chance too, if you want to chime in on your initiative. Okay. Yeah, no worries. That's understandable. It says, like to show stuff next week. Stayed up a little late night on a Voltron package. So, okay, no worries, man. I appreciate you. I'll get you up next week for sure. But I'll just throw this out there for the DAO. Like, our mission statement's going to hopefully pass. Hopefully that's the one we adopt, or maybe a slightly tweaked version. What are we thinking for next steps, like, after this? Are we going to keep just going back and forth in this group, trying to figure out the vision for the DAO now? There's been a lot of talk of the paid working group. I had an idea of assembling a DAO council through 4 agaps. I laid them out in actually in Hardcore's thread. I can make my own thread, but that's another idea. Yeah, let me know in the comments, or anybody up here, Futuristic, Mikey J, you're welcome to chime in on that as well.
I think organization is intelligent, and I support it. I'm not going to be a part of it, but I'll gladly watch and see the evolution.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me read some of the comments here. Phantasma, I think the mission statement effort showed us people who would be great at making a paid vision group. I hope those peeps apply to that. Flame, hey Hefe, could you do a small shout out if we have any free AI devs? We could really use an LLM AI fed on Aavegotchi wiki, answering questions from newbies, and have AI ghosts having conversations on social media about Aavegotchi talking points. That's a cool idea, man. Do you have a thread that you can point people out to? Otherwise, I think that's a good idea for a thread to get a kind of conversation going around that. First draft of what we're going to be proposing for Voltron, I'll make a thread for next week. Hardcore, is this regards to what we're talking about now? Is this a different thing? Is this a hackathon thing? Well, you know what? I'll do moving. If we're gonna keep moving forward with this, is why don't I'll reach out to everybody who was part of this mission statement movement, and perhaps we can get a working group together amongst ourselves, and then start a forum thread or continue the current thread, and see if we can put together a proposal as facilitators of this, because I think we have some great momentum here, and I'm kind of a little concerned that things will kind of fizzle out after this mission statement passes, and I don't want that to happen, because there's been a decent amount of effort behind this, so we should keep going with it. Okay, so this is the third thing. Man, you're a machine these days. I'll do all 3 topics next week. Okay, man. No worries. We'll cover that. But yeah, what's this here? Let me open this up real quick. Okay, this is Voltron Hackathon. So it's expanding the Voltron Hackathon. So you can have a look at that, friends. All right. Let's see here. Just look at the forums real quick. I think that's all, friends. Is there anything else that we have to cover for this meeting here today? I know there's some proposals in the works. I know Lord Trivia is working on something cool for Aavegotchi DAO, so keep an eye out for that. Also, keep an eye out for a couple other Gotchi gang peeps that have some cool ideas that'll be revealed in the next little while here.
Yeah. Also, I think next week, Light Piglet and Lost Local will probably start the conversation formally about the live events task force. So
That's right.
look forward to that.
Yeah, that was the other one there. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, absolutely. Man, IRL, yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. Awkward AI, while you're here, I think it's a good time to kind of revive some of your ideas, because you had some really cool ideas for the DAO around IRL events. I know you had a pretty decent presentation. Might be time to like kick up a thread, maybe start a thread on that, so we can kind of brainstorm around some of your ideas and see like what can we kind of integrate into our IRL push. Oh shit, Nadeal. Congrats. Man, that's a steal too for a Licky Raffle. I don't know how many are in that run, but anything else? Do we want to have like an update from Thrivecoin? I know you guys have been doing some really cool stuff. If anyone from Thrive wants to come up and give a little update on how things are going, I think the latest season 3.
I actually have a question about, if I don't know if there's any tap in the audience, and I haven't been in the Thrive meetings, but I just noticed this week that there's like a bunch of on-chain events that are tracked now, like things like hand petting your Gotchi and stuff like that. But it seems like none of them are currently working. And the season's, I don't know, only 2 weeks long or whatever. I was just wondering if anyone here knows what the status of that is and if those things are going to be working or what the deal is there.
I'm sorry, I missed that first little bit. The status of...
Oh, just like some of those events don't seem like they work. All of those events seem like they don't work from what I've noticed. Like they don't register.
Oh.
It's like something like liking fake gotchis and petting your gotchi, or I forgot what the other things are, but there's a bunch of, there's a good like dozen or so, maybe more on-chain events that were added to rewards
that don't actually activate.
Okay. That don't work. Yeah, I think I know Tab's aware of it. I just didn't know if there was any update on what's exactly is going on with that.
Oh,
given that the season's like almost over, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to get a Tab update. Oh, we got T-Bird here. Welcome, friend.
Hey, GM, y'all. How's it going?
GM.
Yeah, so regarding the Thrive stuff, the season 3 rewards, yeah, a lot of them are on chain, and we've been kind of going through them, and I've been noticing that a lot weren't working for me. So I think some of them may take a week to update, and yeah, we are still going through all of those, and we're gonna make sure they all work. But yeah, I know like season 2 is closed, and you have to claim your rewards, but season 3 is going through October 19th. So it started on the 31st, and it's gonna run through the 19th, and we're gonna make sure we get all these on-chain actions recorded, and hopefully they reflect properly on your Thrivecoin profile. Just may take a little bit for them to update, and obviously it's not perfect, but things are working.
Just real
we're
quick,
working towards it.
just real quick for those friends who maybe aren't in the loop with like the latest season, is this the rarity farming style now that's being used?
Yeah, it is. So let's see, it's 15,000 ghosts again, and yeah, there's common, uncommon, rare, legendary, mythical, godlike, and there's a little bit of leftover from season 2, and I think we're going to try to roll that over. I don't want to say anything that I'm not supposed to, but
okay.
yeah, I've been noticing and kind of pointing out that some of the contributions weren't registering, like creating events, or I think I've still a few of them are broken. Yeah.
I actually had another question about the rarity farming, with like the rarity farming style. Like, what does that actually mean? Like, I understand like some contributions are godlike or mythical or whatever, but the does that mean that like the first place person's gonna get like a huge amount of rewards, and then like it kind of has a tail to it, or what does that really mean? Because I just didn't find any details on it.
First place, second place, third place. First place gets 1,500 ghosts, which is like 10% of the total. Second place gets 1,200 ghosts. Third place gets 900, and up to 75th place. And there's going to be a tiebreaker, I'm sure, somehow in there, because we're going to have multiple people tying for same amount of stuff. But
awesome. Is there like a because I couldn't find that, like, is there like a chart somewhere that people can kind of reference?
Yeah, if you go, I just put a link in the chat to the season 3, and then right next to ways to contribute, there's the about season, and it kind of lays out a little bit more of how it all works, and the distribution.
There it is. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, man.
But yeah, if you guys have problems, just stay vocal on us in that TY Gotchi support, and we'll definitely forward that on to the Thrive meeting, to the Thrive folks, and definitely want to make sure all those contributions are working, and obviously open for discussion and feedback.
Awesome. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that, and yeah, I gotta get on that, man. I gotta get
yeah, through October 19th. So you may just have to like disconnect from. I always log in through the Thrive coin, as opposed to like going to Think Aavegotchi, and just go to app.thrivecoin.com, log out, relog back in, and we're starting the contribution. So if you like used a skill point before August 31st, it may not show up probably won't show up for the season, but yeah, definitely, if you've done those, just send us the transaction and be like, yo, where's this? Because I sent him a lexicon, quite a few contribution types that were not working for me that I had contributed. So we'll just try to keep on, make sure everybody gets those. Yeah, and if there's still problems from season 1, hardcore, just like, I don't know, keep at them. I don't know what to say.
yeah, reconnect, or yeah, exactly. Yeah, all right. Very cool. Thanks for the tab update there. I don't really have anything else for the DAO call today, friends. I think we got decent discussion. I think we should keep the discussion going with the mission and vision stuff. I'll reach out for potentially getting maybe a working group together, see who's up for that, and yeah, we'll move forwards from there. Just awkward AI. There's some good conversation going on in here about merch as well, and maybe it's something to discuss amongst the DAO. To do we want to have like some DAO merch that we can offer as a DAO in our IRL presence? Is that something that there's some really cool items here. I don't know. I'd love to see these chains. Some of these Gotchi chains are pretty dope. But yeah, just an idea, throwing it out there. Hardcore got the idea, just been busy getting there. Okay. Oh, very cool. Yeah, 1984. I hope to make these 3 tiers affordable to all members of the Gotchi community. Man, I'll be rocking that chain. Anything else, friends? Any friends that want to come up? Maybe you want to talk about something you're working on or something you're considering. Also, to IRL events, if somebody wants to speak on that, you're welcome to. Yeah, hardcore. West Coast is where we can shine. Some IRL. Gotchi plushies. Yeah, for sure. Anybody seen those Dark Farms plushies? I need to get one of those, man.
How about the Pudgy Penguin plushies? I ordered 3. I need to get one more to complete the set, but Web3's in Walmart, baby.
Yeah, 2023 is year of the plushies. Yeah, dude, Dark Farms. If you keep an out for his latest fake rare, season 16 fake rare. If you get one, you can you'll get a burn token. You can burn it and you get a plushie. So it's pretty, yeah, absolutely. Keep an eye out for that. And Pepe's in Paris is going on right now too. But that's all I got. I don't have anything else, friends. Appreciate all 49 of you hanging out this Saturday with us. We'll be here next week with a couple new proposals to discuss. Some great ideas in the works right now. And just happy to be here with all you. And we're going to make it, friends. I'll see y'all next week.
Take it easy, friends.